What's going on, guys? I want to talk briefly about this concept called the Pygmalion Effect. I encountered this when I was reading the book Maximum Achievement for the first time, and it was an interesting thing to come into as my teaching career was just starting at the time. So the Pygmalion Effect, evidently, there's two versions of this, but it's this story that happened where a researcher named Robert Rosenthal, asked a principal to pull these teachers aside, these teachers at a school. The teachers were told that they've been given a batch of students who were considered exceptional, like really the cream of the crop of the entire school's students. And so after a period of time, while those teachers were teaching those students, they noticed that these students with grades of C's and D's shot up. Like their grades shot up a tremendous amount and they started getting A's. And afterwards, after the experiment was over, it was revealed that, the students were chosen at random and so were the teachers. There was no true selection that was going on. And so all the results were just the result of expectations.
They were transformed by the teacher's positive expectations.
Another version of the story goes like this, that researchers in a lab were given two groups of rats with a red flag and rats with a green flag on it. And the researchers were told that the rats with the green flag were known to have like really amazing cognitive skills. And so when those rats were asked to do these various cognitive tests, like running in a maze, it wasn't even close. The rats who were chosen with those green flags performed significantly better on all those cognitive tests, on those maze kind of cognitive tests. And so the big reveal with this is that a teacher's expectations, either about their student or a researcher's expectation about like a group of rats and their performance, that expectation influenced the actual result. It carried out in all of these micro expressions, just in how the teacher would talk to the student, how they would engage with the student. And in the case of the rat study, like the tenderness with which the researcher would pick up the rat and put it inside the various tests that it was going through. All of these little micro expressions, the intent which they were looking in the eyes of these researchers, all of that affected those results. And so the students performed way better. Like students rose up to the heights of greatness, to the challenges that the teacher set forth. And the same thing with, a study that goes with rats. Like those rats could perceive that they were just treated better. And so that's known as the Pygmalion Effect. It's a bias that researchers watch out for. But Brian Tracy puts this concept in a really interesting way about the law of expectations. And here's what he says about that. The law of expectation says that whatever you expect with confidence becomes your own self-fulfilling prophecy. To put it another way, what you get is not necessarily what you want in life, but what you expect. Your expectations exert a powerful, invisible influence that causes people to behave and situations to work out as you anticipated. In a way, you are always acting as a fortune teller in your own life by the way you talk about how you think things are going to turn out. Successful men and women have an attitude of confident, positive self-expectancy. They expect to be successful. They expect to be liked. They expect to be happy, and they are seldom disappointed.
Expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. There is nothing you can talk to me about that I don't already know.
Unsuccessful people have an attitude of negative expectations, of cynicism and pessimism that somehow causes situations to work out exactly as they expected. So often we've been conditioned by various impetuses in our life, the way our parents treated us, the way our teachers treated us, the way we kind of became observers of our own actions, and we said, oh, 2 nights ago I was eating Flaming Hot Cheetos late at night, so I'm just that kind of guy. I guess I'm a piece of shit a little bit. I eat Flaming Hot Cheetos all the damn time. And in all these various ways, we have these impetuses that we respond to, and we think, this is who I am. But the fact is that our expectations about the world and our expectations within ourselves, how we see ourselves, is just conditioning. And if you consciously chose to embody a different result, if you consciously chose to think of yourself, maybe just for a little bit of time, that you're in a different mindset, you're in a different way, then you can change the results. If you just have this little experiment where you tell yourself, something wonderful is going to happen to me today. This is something that Brian Tracy mentioned in Maximum Achievement. He said, say this phrase to yourself first thing in the morning. Say, I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me today. He said that in a seminar, someone came up to him and said, I started embodying this concept that you told us about. I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me today. I started to live that concept out day by day. And within a really short period of time, my world started changing. I really did see miraculous things show up in my life over and over. I got a job offer, all these, amazing benefits. The law of expectation is in accordance with the law of attraction even. Our expectations shape our reality around us. And so the way we treat others and also the way we see ourselves, that can all have an effect. I believe something wonderful is gonna happen to me today. And I believe something wonderful is gonna happen to you today as well. Because greatness is coming for all of us on this journey. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Cheers.